Whether it's this, or even this, you most likely grew up with a Nintendo console or at least played with one before. And if you're like me, which I'm guessing you are since you clicked on this video, it has most likely changed your life in some way. But there's something with Nintendo that just makes you feel so nostalgic. Whether it's the soundtrack, the simplicity or complexity, the beauty, or even the ugliness of a game. So just what makes you feel that nostalgia towards Nintendo consoles and games? My first ever handheld console was the Nintendo DS Lite. My cousins and I had just been at the beach and my aunt decided to buy us two DS's. One for me and one for them. Mine's red and has a Mario logo on it. Granted, it's a special edition. It probably only cost $30. And had an R4 cartridge. When I came home in the afternoon, I was told to charge it for 4 hours before I could play with it. But you know, my 6-year-old mind was too excited and just decided to pop in the cartridge after 30 minutes and play Finding Nemo, Escape to the Big Blue. Don't worry, this isn't the part when I say I fell in love. It wasn't that great of a game. So after a few minutes of playing, I decided to change it to another one. Super Mario 64 DS. Now that was good. I hopped into a green world facing me a castle. I went inside, opened the door that led me to a painting, and I jumped in there because I didn't know what else to do. Long story short, my dumb brain couldn't make it past the first level. But it was still my first delve into the Nintendo world. Ever since that day, I couldn't go anywhere without my DS. Nintendo perfects the art of nostalgia with consoles and games that have so much value and hold so many memories with them. The Wii is a perfect example of that, especially in the younger generation of players, the dreaded Zoomers. Me being one of them, even without never owning a Wii, I still have multiple valuable memories with friends while playing Wii Sports and the new Super Mario Bros. Titles. Although underpowered, it is underrated. Wait, where have I heard that before? Now, of course, you can't talk about Nintendo without mentioning Sony and Microsoft. I also have hundreds of valuable memories with my Xbox 360 and have played countless of hours on the PlayStation. But obviously, I'm not making a video about them. Why is that? I mean, they both have better hardware, software, and firmware. I don't know about that last one, I just wanted to make it rhyme. But there's just something about Nintendo that I just can't explain. Its games have a certain charm to them, in almost a therapeutic way. Think about The Legend of Zelda. I personally have never played the games, but whenever I listen to the soundtrack while mining in Minecraft or watching the gameplay of people roaming around in Hyrule, I just feel a certain relaxation feeling inside that only Nintendo can achieve. Nintendo game soundtracks are the pinnacle of game music for me. From Animal Crossing all the way to Xenoblade, the way the game's music composers perfect their craft is a thing of true dedication and shows how much Nintendo cares about its customers. Unless you talk about Nintendo's history with copyright strikes. In fact, please don't strike me, Nintendo. Anyways, think about how many times you heard the GameCube Animal Crossing soundtrack in a YouTube video of a Minecraft businessman that likes to make topical jokes. And how many times have you listened to a lo-fi Nintendo music livestream while doing math homework? Or even writing a script for your new video? Typical Zoomers. Enough with the music. Let's talk about the core of this topic. If you've been on the internet for the last couple of years, you've probably seen this sudden surge of nostalgia towards old Nintendo games. Just go on Twitch and you're bound to see someone speedrunning Super Mario 64 or playing Super Smash Bros. Melee. And the reasoning behind that is just so simple. Nintendo games are just Good. Now, don't click away. I know that was kind of disappointing, it also was to me, but it's this simple. Think about when you were a kid, playing whatever Nintendo game on whatever Nintendo console, and just having a fun time for hours on end. No matter what era of Nintendo you grew up in, Nintendo was revolutionary. The 80s had the NES, the early 90s had the Super NES and the Game Boy, the late 90s had the Nintendo 64, the early 2000s had the DS and the GameCube, the late 2000s had the Wii, the 2010s had the Wii U, and finally, the Nintendo Switch. Their franchises also, with Pokemon, Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros., Mario Bros., Legend of Zelda, and that's just a small fraction of them. The memories created by Nintendo stories can last a lifetime. I'll never forget the day I got that DS. It changed my life no matter what, and gave me my love for video games. Hey monkeys and monkettes, it's me, Schnapper, back at it again with the best audio quality but the worst video quality. This is about the 5th time I'm trying to do this, and it's 10 p.m. at night. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've been trying to record this for 2 days now, and with the luck I'm having, I don't think this video will ever just come out. I started this video actually in January. I just got the idea for it, and then I started the script in February, and now we're August. Halfway into August. Even more halfway. Only 10 days left till September. And here's the thing you guys came for. The DS with the Mario logo on it. You can see Audacity here. And you can see me filming on my iPad. God. It's really cool. It has the Mario logo on it. And the R4 card. You know, it's real. It's not a joke. It's also very illegal in some countries. And I just wanted to say that just because I had the R4 card doesn't mean you should too. I lived in a third world country. It was basically all we had. We couldn't get like an original DS with original cartridges. The R4 card is illegal in some countries, most likely where you're living too. So I don't want to take accountability for your actions. Don't do illegal stuff. I also have a blue stylus instead of a red one because, you know, is it really a DS if you haven't lost the stylus before? And I couldn't find a red one that doesn't cost $10. It just costs way too much. This is the cheapest option I could find. So I've been playing on this. It's been really fun. I actually lost it in 2015 or 16. And then in about March, my mom just told me that she found it. And I was like, what a coincidence that right as I'm writing the script, you tell me that you hid it somewhere. And that you didn't want to tell me about it for 5 years. So I just want to say, Super Mario 64 on the DS is the most painful thing to control. Whoever made the controls can just... I don't know, man, why does this exist? You know the 12-star Bowser level that you go in, and then there's a Peach painting, but then it transforms into a Bowser face, and then you jump in, and then you fall into the ground. That's the hardest level. I'm still at it. It's been, what, a month now? I still didn't finish it. It's way too hard. I also found some new, technically old games that I didn't know were good when I was a kid. I found GoldenEye 007, and I was like, I saw that in a Scott the Woz video. I still haven't played it, but Scott the Woz. And also Metroid Prime. I also heard that in a Scott the Woz video, and I still didn't play it. I also almost 100%ed New Super Mario Bros. The World 7 is really hard to get with all coins. I still don't know how to get it, guys. How do you do it? I hope you guys enjoyed this, because I've had a lot of fun making it for 8 months. According to YouTube statistics, only a small percentage of you guys are subscribed, so if you enjoyed this, end up liking this video. Consider subscribing. It's free, and you could always unsubscribe later. But bye. Please.